Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Marshall here, and I'm bringing you another 1 vs 1 cast. This time in blue, we have Bike Rush owns as the Mongols, and yes, you saw that correctly. The TC only just got produced from the packed up pack, as this is the key to the Mongols. They can move around a bit. And another key to the Mongols, it's the stone. They have to build the Ovu to gather stone. They don't have to mine it individually. And this area around the Ovu gives bonuses to buildings, like extra bonuses on researching technologies. So for example, if a technology gives you a 1% bonus in something, maybe if it's done with this, then it's with a 2%. Of course, it costs you extra stone to do so. Or if you're building units, you can build them like 2 at a time and things like that. But it gathers stone over time, and you've got to watch out for that. Of course, both players are going to be scouting out, and down in the red side, to introduce them in English, we've got Red Panda. Bonjour, Red Panda. Going for the English. Looks like Bike Rush has gone for 4 food, 3 wood, because it's slightly different with the Mongols. Meanwhile, Panda, going what we saw yesterday with our general village accounts. We got 7 to 2, probably an 8 to 2 afterwards. And you'll notice there's that fire icon above the English TC. What we didn't talk about yesterday is that the English have a little bonus where if enemy units are in this range, then they get their units get attack speed within it as the English player. It's a network of castles, I think it is. There we go. So this Mongol scout is also a ranged archer rather than a melee unit like general other scouts. Like the English scout here just has an axe he's going to run around with, which means that the Mongol scout can really pick away at things. And also the Mongol scout turns into the Khan, which sort of gives local units a little bit of a boost. Resource gathering for the Mongols is the Gur, which is also movable. Most Mongol buildings are maneuverable. After a while, you might want to move them because Ovos do deplete, and you might want to relocate them. And there we go. TC moving down, possibly towards the Ovu there, giving a little bit of a delay on extra villager production. This maneuverability, though. However, if the TC then gets built in this region, which it will be, he can now build 2 villagers from this. Which is pretty big win there. And he's going straight for it. Look, 150 stone on top of the 50 wood, and you'll get 2 villagers for the price of 1. Well, it's not really for the price of 1, but you get my point. That scout going around from Red Panda. Let's see where the villagers are. They've got a bit of hunt there, he sees. He's going to come around the back and he's going to see the wood line there as well. So as an English player, going up to the second age will be very, very quick indeed, given the standard play there of 8 and 2. Going into 8 and 4 after that, but going straight up to the council hall, which seems to be the general way of going about things as the English. It gives you that access to the early longbowmen at a much faster build rate. So you can mass and rush longbowmen very, very quickly indeed. Khan going to be chasing this scout around, just harassing him. He's not really doing a huge amount of damage. It's just 1 unit there. But what the Mongols can do is they can build Dark Age stables. And again, if you build them around this, you can build units 2 at a time if you spend the stone to do so. But the stables mean in the Dark Age that you get a lot of maneuverability straight off the bat. And the Mongol bonus is the Pillaging Bonus, whereby if you set a building ablaze, you get a bunch of resources as a reward. You don't have to kill the building, just set it ablaze, which means you can do some hit and runs as you build up your cavalry count there. This Mongol player, though, Bike Rush, not really going for military at this point. Looks like he's going for much more food for the time being. 12 to 3 to 5 there. And of course the hunt is a much more efficient food source. You gather food a lot quicker from deer than you do berries and sheep. And here we go into the Silver Tree economic landmark. Can act as a market. Build traders a bit faster. And of course, in the map, you've got a trading post in the top center and the bottom center for both of these players, which kind of acts like a Gaia market, if you will, where if you build your market, you can send your traders and you can get a steady supply of gold from that trade. We're seeing now that players, though, are getting into the feudal age. Red Panda now completing the council hall, not going straight into longbowman production. Doesn't really have the gold to do it, which is, you know, not surprising. Wait, you don't need gold for them. Never mind. I'm thinking of Age of Empires 2. It's the wood that's the main factor in archers. There we go, getting some longbowmen out. And they only take about 7 seconds to build out of the council hall, so you can build them very, very quickly. But Bite Crush here, if I go to his point of view, he hasn't seen that the hall is what is being built there. He's got his economic building, and he hasn't seen the trading post either. The other age up building for the Mongols is the Yam network bonus. Honestly, I don't really know what it does. I need to read up more into that to find out. But here we go, getting a bit more scouting from Red Panda there. He's going to be able to see which age building is going up. He's going to see the Vil lines here on the gold. Oh, yes, it's not too much of an issue for that scout. The village is going to be pulled off the gold temporarily. He's going to see a lot of archery ranges from the Mongol player, which is going to mean he's going to be worried about Magadai rather than melee cavalry at this point, which tells him that he doesn't necessarily want to go into spears to counter that. Obviously, he'll want to build some just in case he can pick them off, but it's going to be an interesting ride because the spearmen can just be kited for days by the Magadai. So you just got to watch out for that. Here we go. Started with the Magadai light range cavalry there. Starting with 120 food, 40 gold, and as you can see there, there's the Ovu bonus. You can get ×2, but it's not built adjacent to the Ovu, so he won't be getting that. Scouts running around in the middle, being pesky to each other, and of course, a win condition in the game. These sacred sites, capture both of them and hold them for 10 minutes. That is a win condition. Killing all of someone's landmarks knocks them out of the game. Of course, building and holding a wonder for 10 minutes is the same. You'll notice that there's this sort of autumnal forest here, which is a stealth forest. These players now, while inside it, are not visible to units outside of it. And you have to get close enough inside to be able to see each other. When they've got this little bit of a shimmer, you can tell that units are in the stealth forest. Some Vils going through that stealth forest, though, to go and grab this hunt over here. Interesting moves there by Bite Crush to desperately try and get that. And we've got some now Magadai going to come in and take out this scout. The wolf is still being pesky, but we're going to have a scout death here for the English. No more scouts for him, but we've got the longbows coming out. I wonder what they're going for. Let's have a look. Possibly because he saw the Vils going in this direction, and that's possibly what they're going to look for. You can see there the vision range in that stealth forest is very, very minimal. So that's the power of it there. And yeah, there's one of the few sacred sites. We've got an outpost there to defend these villagers. They can run back inside. It only garrisons 5, so some of these will have to try and find some other way of going about things. Here we go, Panda waiting the opportune moment, waiting to push forward, but we've got the Mongols starting to run forward now. And they'll just run in and harass these Vils. Can they get a kill? Not quite. And as the Vils get into that TC, lots of arrows start flying out of it, and you can't really dodge them particularly easily. So this cavalry now needs to back up. In a way, rethink that attack plan. Definitely going to want some light cavalry, I reckon, to get that building pillaging going on. The prime targets for that building pillage are your gather buildings, like your lumber camps, your houses, your mining camps, and things like that. Those buildings have the lowest health. So if you get enough of the units attacking them, they get pillaged very, very quickly. And regardless of the building, the pillage reward doesn't scale with the building type. There, Khan giving movement speed bonus to his surrounding units, and they will catch up with these longbowmen. Of course, these are light units; these are not heavy units, so the longbowmen will do good damage against them. Archers are great against light units, but not so great against armoured ones, but these Magadai are light units. Those archers, unfortunately, because of the attack speed and movement speed bonus that the Khan provided, they did get knocked down. I think I run into another group over here. Longbowmen setting up some palings, which can stun cavalry. The Khan down, so no bonuses now. And getting out some light cavalry there. But the Khan is down, so we'll need to build a new scout to get that Khan bonus back. There we go, we're even getting the upgrade to horsemen. So we're not even early horsemen now, we're just going into regular. Neither player building traders from their markets. They haven't really found the trading posts, from what I can gather. Neither player have done so. And having a look around, of course, neither player particularly pushing forward for the castle age at this point. Red Panda putting all of his food into unit and vill production. You can see his stockpile there down to 50. He's got a good number of villagers. That's because of the second TC boom there with all the villagers. Of course, the more TCs you have, the faster you can build your villagers. And the English get a bonus to their farms that are adjacent to mills. And they're still getting a hunt as well. So the English are getting in some nice food income there from 21 vills. Mongols, though, struggling a little bit more. Going much more for gold. And they have some good hunt, but they have got to be careful. They have been spotted, of course, by the enemy. They know where the hunt is going. Where the hunt is happening, should I say. They just got to be careful. We've got a lot of gur buildings, which is an interesting use of wood. We've got it for the wood there, and we're also getting these pastures, which periodically produce sheep. There's like a steady supply of food for the Mongols, considering they can't build farms and things like that. So it's a much more nomadic style of gameplay for these Mongols here. And later into the game, when the Ovu depletes, we might well find, as it will in the not too distant, that they'll have to up sticks and move. But here we go, straight into the longbowmen there. The Mongols want to get up into the castle age so that they can start building lancers. That's the key for them right now. The lancers are the heavy units, which will be a bit more resilient to those longbowmen. Longbowmen now have a good number there, 22, and chasing the cavalry. The cavalry can't do a huge amount against it, really, unless they just charge them down. We've got some good light cavalry at the front there, light horsemen, or rather, should I say horsemen. And in come the longbows. The problem is the longbows have the palings, that they can stun the cavalry charge. We're building enough now. And in comes archers to deal with these as well. Here's the cavalry charge. There's the palings. The Magadite off the bat going to help pick off those longbows, but most of those horsemen gone down already. The palings there run out and needing to recharge a little bit, but there's too many longbowmen here. They're just sort of one volleying down those horsemen, but more are streaming in. They've just got to back up a little bit, and the Vils straight back onto the gold there, as the Mongols will chase down these longbows with extreme prejudice. Really, honestly, I do think that the Mongols should be going up to the Castle Age as soon as possible. They're trying to get their food production up. They need to keep producing villagers, of course, in order to do that. There's the ovo depletion, so the stone income is not going to happen. The area of influence still works, but the stone gathering will not, so you won't actually get the uber bonuses from that ovo. And now we might see villagers build the ovo on a different stone mine, and then migrate their buildings. But we've got a little bit of a problem for the Mongols, because they have to actually find a stone mine that is suitable to migrate to. Most of the stone on this map does seem to be in the middle of the map or in the corners, which is a long way for the buildings to go. Of course, while the buildings are moving, they're not producing units, which when you're the Mongols, you just want to be ramping up your unit counts constantly. The best ovu here on this map, I think, is going to be in the north and the south, where you've got these big stone yields. Going to be the way to go. The Red Panda, though. 23 vils on food. Possibly going to start saving up for the next stage now, but he does need to replenish his archers a bit for defense of the realm purposes. I don't... there's a market. I was going to say, I don't see a market because he's floating a lot of gold here, which he could use to buy a lot of food to age up very, very quickly if he wanted to. He's not really spending it because he's just been focusing so much on longbowmen so far. He's going to start building these spearmen as well to support these longbows, and that's going to be a really nasty combo for the Mongols to have to deal with, considering they've gone quite so heavy into cavalry. Of course, they have got the 2 barracks there, which is going to be able to build some spears, potentially men-at-arms, and then using that to deal with the spears and the cavalry to then come in against the archers. But, of course, going for the heavy Magadai, larger counts of Magadai, is going to mean that they can kite those spears pretty nicely, and that looks like a GG. I suppose the Mongol player just felt like he just wasn't ramping very well with the game and really struggled to find a way forward. Very, very tricky indeed. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this. Again, as always, give me some feedback in the comments below, like if you liked, comment, etc. All of that engagement really does help me out, and I'd be very much appreciative of it. Thank you very much indeed, folks. I've been Marshall, and I'll see you next time.